as if the Black Friday discounts wasn't big enough, we're taking an additional 10% off for Cyber Monday. Just use the code CM22 and whatever deal you see on the website is another 10% off because we're really trying to clear warehouse space for all the sick stuff we're gonna drop next year. Our loss is your gain. Go to barbellbrigade.com. Cyber Monday ends today. What up, guys? Welcome back to the Barbell Brigade Talk Show. I'm Bart. We got Silent Mike and Nadeem here, and we're trying to figure out how come powerlifting can't be an Olympic sport. What do you guys think? What's holding powerlifting back, our beloved sport?
Isn't weightlifting out? Wrestling's out.
I know. How can they take weightlifting out?
Greco-Roman wrestling, which really, literally the Romans created the Olympics.
Back in the BC days.
Yeah,
it's
BC
fucking out.
Yeah, it's out.
I think it's extremely stupid to keep that. Is it called curling?
Yeah, the
That's
ice
Winter
scrubbing
Olympics.
shit.
Let's not even the Winter Olympics. What are you doing over there?
The fucking ice scrubbing. They scrub the ice and then they let the puck go.
I don't be scrubbing ice like you be scrubbing ice.
That's how they.
Why is the ice on the ceiling all of a sudden?
Did you tell us today that there's no protein in semen? And you found out the hard way?
Yeah, bro. I was trying to go keto and shit threw me right out of that.
Your insulin levels were spiking?
Yeah, I need to take an insulin shot after I cleaned the ice.
Yeah. But removing literally like two of the most.
Is weightlifting out or I made that up?
Weightlifting I think is out. Wrestling I think was on the verge.
Good thing we put skateboarding in.
Yeah, it's
and
like
breakdancing.
And good thing there's that weird thing where you're like doing a jog and then you're like shooting a target or whatever the fuck's going on.
I think just for history
Speed walking's in.
History-wise, one of the oldest sports is wrestling, and then the other one is just picking up objects.
Yeah.
So I think having that where I understand in terms of the like most people don't understand weightlifting either. They just see someone being able to pick something up and put it down. So finding something, can we relate that to more people? Is probably like the better option.
That's what I was going to get to. I don't think they care. So in terms of like what's actually an Olympic sport, I think it has to do with participation in how many countries and the number of participants, right? Because then you have to have like a certain amount like we need. And that's the main issue with powerlifting. There is like a logistics issue, and then there's maybe a popularity.
Let's say we get actual like a survey, right? And we found out we got 1 million powerlifters.
Right.
Do you think that's something we could take to the IOC and petition?
So they're already doing all that. They're already doing all that.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, because like cheerleading there's a bunch of sports.
Cheerleading was in the Olympics?
No, but they're making a push towards it. There's an exact path to the Olympics.
Wow.
And don't quote me, I'm not the numbers guy, but it is something like, all right, we need 20,000 participants in at least 20 countries that at least have this hierarchy to show who is the best to even throw your hat in the ring.
Yeah.
And then I think you go in to the IOC and you make a real argument. Hey, I think our sport would be good because these many countries do it. This amount of people watch it. We have this much money, and we have path A to B to get there. And again, I'm not an expert in this topic. There are people that know a lot more about this. Then there's the logistics of what you're talking about, like what will get views maybe. I don't know if they care anymore. My side question was, do the Olympics flunk because of like the pandemic and the weird shit? Or is the Olympics starting to flunk like the Emmys and Grammys are? People just don't care no more. Like, because I think viewership was.
Yeah, I think it tanked hardcore. Well, one I think was the pandemic moved it a year, right?
Yeah, it all moved, and then like different countries didn't go, and then obviously the pandemic shit, the masks and stuff.
Yeah, I think a lot of that. I feel like a lot of people don't have country pride anymore too. That's another topic.
Yeah.
You think a lot of people meaning America or the world? Because I think maybe in America, yeah.
Uh,
but we don't run the Olympics.
But we run viewership in a lot of things.
I don't think so, dude.
I do think so.
I think when it comes to Olympics, people are about their country, and there's 9 billion people in the country.
So China's about China.
Yeah.
But then also I think America has always been like the measuring stick. So people want to go like, how is our country going to measure up to America?
Yeah.
But if we don't care, then they're not going to care either.
But we're still winning.
Yeah.
Are we?
Yeah. I don't think the gold medal stuff changed.
Oh.
I think, and I don't know if the world, that's my point, is I don't know if the world viewership or interest is down or just America's viewership and interest is down. Because I think the world interest is just high.
One thing that will be weird coming from this sport is who's going to go to the Olympics? Say it is in it. Is it going to be
like in powerlifting?
Yeah.
They have the route. It would have been the IPF.
Because it's like, yeah, but say it is the IPF, right? And then we have all our people that we know are natural that are competing in that world.
Yeah.
And then we obviously have people, because in every other sport, if you look at like weightlifting and wrestling, the people that are at the Olympics that probably taking something or not.
You're saying the Olympians are cheaters.
Whatever it is, right? But those people that are there are the top of that sport in general.
Yeah.
If we send a bunch of IPF athletes, or is it an IPF?
Yeah.
IPF athletes, we know them to be the best in the sport, but there's people stronger than them that the world's still going to see that are like, how come that guy's not doing it? But they don't understand that guy's clearly
On
using
steroids?
Yeah.
I think only people that know that are in powerlifting and know why.
Or you don't think in our sport we're going to demonize those people that are going to the Olympics being like, dude, I could do that.
No, but I do think that going back to pop culture and like eyes and audience and marketing and stuff, I do think that probably track and field, maybe wrestling, weightlifting, Olympic weightlifting, and powerlifting are all a little bit tainted because of that steroid thing. Not only Icarus and stuff, but I think another reason holding powerlifting back from going is always like, oh, those guys are probably up to something different.
It's
where
hard to-
you're not looking at Lance Armstrongs, you're not
Yeah.
looking at the Michael Phelps. Like Michael Phelps could be on a bunch of shit that we don't know. He could have been on the exact same shit Lance Armstrong was that couldn't
Yeah.
be caught, right? Because I don't think a drug test was ever actually caught of Lance.
Yeah.
He came out and said like, yeah.
I do think
Right?
it's kind of weird if you think about it, like,
I don't think he ever popped positive.
for who?
Lance.
I think he did.
No, I don't think he ever did. I think he came out and said it. I don't think they ever got a test from him that showed positive.
I think what it was, and maybe I heard this incorrectly, is they went and tested it, and they had to give the medal to like the 14th place because they tested everyone, and everyone popped.
So that did happen, but I think that's because he came out. I don't think they popped his ass.
Why would he come out?
Because there's so much scrutiny. He's getting tested at like 3 a.m. and like his life was ruined.
Yeah.
I watched a couple documentaries on it. Again, I might be wrong
Yeah.
as well, but I think that's what kind of happened. My point being to that for anyone in the Olympics could be on a ton of shit that we don't know. If you watch the documentary Icarus, I highly recommend. It'll open your eyes to performance-enhancing drugs in all sports. It's highly interesting.
Yeah.
But
I
I think
do
all
think
that
it's-
plays a role. But I do wonder what popularity does because then like
Arguably, though, I would say I think powerlifting is more relatable than weightlifting.
Yeah.
probably.
Because like every gym bro, right? CrossFit or just
Yeah, I don't
bodybuilding, whatever,
know.
everyone squats.
I
pretty
don't
much.
know. Maybe that might be America, bro.
It might be more relatable, but it might be like, and this is what I'm thinking in terms
Because
of
who
people
clean
don't
and jerks and who snatches?
I don't know
Yeah.
overseas. Like I don't know gym culture in fucking India. They might clean.
But the two biggest countries is China and America.
And weightlifting there is more popular than powerlifting, I bet.
And I think they're academies.
Yeah.
But at their 24-hour
And like
fitness,
even here, like in our gym culture, like power cleans are really popular in sports.
but who's snatching at 24?
No, but I'm just saying like football players, basketball, like all those guys
Yeah,
power
yeah.
clean. You know what
Amongst
I mean?
athletes, but I think people that are at like UFC
Yeah.
gym, LA Fitness, 24-hour, if they see someone squatting, they'll go, oh, fuck.
Maybe.
I squat 185. Holy fuck, 700. That's
But
a lot.
The big argument too, though, is just that the Olympics isn't a popularity contest. They
Yeah.
got a synchronized swimming top 10.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know
I think,
what
but you
Yeah.
can kind of see other sports and understand how
Diving's
how
hella
it's like
popular.
hard, right? Because you look at other sports when it comes to like gymnastics, swimming, diving, whatever it is, and you're like, that's fucking hard, and I can't do that. With powerlifting, any bro can be like, they're not gonna understand weight classes or anything, or like rules and competitions
and
that
kgs.
you have to explain to everyone what it is and why. Even though the guy got it up and it looked great, why he missed it and didn't get it, compared to the gym bro that's benching or repping the same way that guy did.
That's same in like you said, the other sports. Like I don't know the rules. Like you step you're on the line in fucking gymnastics, and now you're minus 0.45, and then all of a sudden they got 6.49 and they got a gold. And the
It's
other
like
dude got
everyone
6.89.
watching UFC being like, I could do that. I would have done it
Yeah.
differently. It's going to be even worse for powerlifting.
Again, I'm speaking out of my expertise, but I don't think they care about any of that.
So what do they care about? How do we get it in there?
I think it has to do with the world competition stuff I was talking about.
So if you had a more legit
I don't think it's
IPF,
relatability and popularity. Otherwise, the only thing, then they would just have we already got the World Cup, the NBA, and the NFL.
So we need every
Like they all
country-
watch that too. They all watch the NBA. They all watch the World Cup.
We need every country to.
I think not every country, but there are qualifications that sit in that. I don't know how they decide to kick one out. Maybe other countries maybe weightlifting, Olympic weightlifting got less popular, and so other countries don't have this hierarchy scheme to branches to get there anymore, and so then it started to go away. I don't think it's pure viewership,
Yeah,
and
'cause
all we know
there's
is
nothing-
America, right? Like you
There's
turn
nothing
on,
government made for us for this.
yeah, IOC.
Which, for powerlifting?
Oh, the IPF. They make an argument, but the IPF talks to the IOC.
Yeah, they pitch to IOC all the time.
Yeah, I think they're related politically, like government-wise. Not government meaning federal, but obviously their own. I think they're related.
Yeah. I feel like there's so many things internally that keep shifting within the sport, and especially recently with all these rule changes, that it's like we haven't even figured ourselves out. So it's like, how can we unify that
Oh,
across
for
the
sure.
whole world to even pitch that?
That's for sure part of the problem. And
That's
IPF's
the
only
toughest
one.
part, because I think like when we first need to know our ranking of athletes.
Right.
But the problem is when you split, then you don't know the ranking, because half of the athletes are here, half of them over here. So you'll never. It's almost like having UFC or Bellator, right? When those like champions talk shit to each other, we will not know who's the best, because they're not going to compete against each other. So like this number one and this number one, who's the number two? We don't know.
Yeah.
Same thing with the more we split it up, there's like 5 number ones. Who's the real number one? Because we need to send that real number one to the Olympics, but we just won't know because we keep getting divided.
I mean, if you look at the other way, kind of like you're saying, it's all America that's winning, pretty much.
Yeah.
In USAPL, obviously, it's 100% American, but like IPF, it's like most people that podium are.
Yeah, I'd say 60 to 70%.
Yeah, it's pretty high.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But so is the other sports. I don't know if that plays a role either, right? Like we whoop ass in basketball. We've only lost twice. We whoop ass in track and field. We whoop ass at swimming, although some people compete. There's some like New Zealand swimmers and European swimmers. Diving's mixed bag. You know what I mean?
What
Gymnastics.
I'm saying is that in terms of kind of goes to your point of like it's not really universal yet.
Yeah.
Or
we whoop ass at sports that we don't care about, like gymnastics. People only care about gymnastics every 4 years because we whoop ass at it, right? It's not like we're watching. And sure, people who enjoy gymnastics might follow it year round because they show some of the college stuff on
Powerlifting
TV.
is pretty big in Asia too. Like I was watching the Asian games.
Yeah.
And at least their productions
Yeah, sick.
are big. They're big. Like it's like watching like a USAW competition.
Same with Pan Am's though. Pan American Games are every 2 years in between the Olympics, and their weightlifting thing looks like the Olympics. It's sick.
Yeah. I think there needs to be a better way to get athletes paid to focus on the sport more, especially if it becomes more legit. Because even
But that's
if we
opposite of Olympics, because the Olympics is historically amateur.
But I'm saying in terms of if it does get to the Olympics, and we're trying to get people to actually go there, it's still this kid that's like trying to grow in social media or trying to do this. That's also super strong, but they have to split their time compared to other countries where the government would.
So that's a country thing, not a sport thing. Yeah, because every sport in America is like that.
Yeah.
Like, what's the gold medal?
I think we're amateur here, but in Russia, they're pro athlete. So you're pro swimmer, pro weightlifter.
We're pro too, but the stipends
like
are nothing.
$20,000.
I think it's $20K when we get gold, and China or Japan, someone was literally like, $500K.
Yeah.
You know, when you win a gold. So like, who's trying to go harder to win a gold?
Yeah, I mean, if it becomes more, if we could just teach people what it is. Again, well, maybe not, because like we don't understand swimming rules and
it's just a passion thing, man. Yeah, I don't know if it's a popularity thing. Like, if you love weightlifting, I mean, weightlifters like, and it's all like this weird point system based on our. There's IOC is that's international. Yeah. What's ours? Whatever, we have our own. I can't think of it right now.
Whatever our USA branch of
IOC.
Yeah.
Like they give you the stipends. Like you could be the best weightlifter in America and you're getting like $2K a month to train year round for 4 years to maybe go there, to maybe win 10K. It's just a different game. You have to love your sport. The sports are random as fuck. They have like chess and shit over there. They have skateboarding. I don't know how they decide, but it's whatever. Baseball's out. Wrestling's out. I'd almost think
baseball was in?
Yeah, baseball's in forever. I think you strip that bitch all the way down and make it more Greco. So it's literally pick up rock, Greco wrestling.
Pick up rock? Like literally like pick up a stone or something? A heavy stone?
Yeah, run fucking fast.
Yeah.
Like maybe the modern day track and field, so we could have javelin and shot
but
put.
just
but
like,
you know,
almost
run
like
fast.
pure like athletic ability without too much.
More competition games, and this is going to piss some people off, but like more competition games than like sport.
That means basketball be out.
Yeah, out.
Oh shit, okay.
We have FIBA. Think. That's what like the World Cup's for.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean? Yeah. They got FIFA World Cup. That's what everyone cares about. FIBA World Cup is basketball. Just keep it there.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe weightlifting stays. Maybe then we throw powerlifting in there.
So do you think our goal for powerlifting should be Olympics or just getting on a global scale?
I think that's even the bigger conversation. Like why?
Yeah.
We should be more focused on consolidating our rules, consolidating our athletes. Yeah, I'm a big part
honestly,
of it.
No, I mean, in terms of it, I feel like...
No, yeah, I try. I try with like the meets I run and who I talk to and how I talk about it here. But yeah, I think paying our athletes or making meets cooler and better and more value, bringing companies that bring money into the sport and help promote the sport in a positive light, and then consolidating the rules and kind of the hierarchy to who's the best. We'll always kind of have a drug tested and non-drug tested. I'm cool with that because I don't think you're ever going to win that game or it's going to get too muddy. But then every little branch in there is stupid. Y'all are stupid. Not you guys watching, but, you know.
The higher-ups?
Stupid.